So originally this video was going to be titled Aquaman beats Ant-Man and the Wasp. But then I did some research and realized, yes, it beat Ant-Man and the Wasp, and it actually beat the first Ant-Man too, but it already surpassed the Justice League. And to me, that's just the bigger story. I'm sorry. Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel once again. I'm Robert Storm. If you found me for the very first time, well, you know what? Be sure to hit that subscribe button. So, I was doing some research. A couple people sent me some articles saying, hey, look, Aquaman already surpassed both Ant-Man movies, and I didn't know that happened already. I honestly didn't. I actually had to go back and look, and I couldn't believe that Ant-Man and the Wasp only made $622 million. That is it. Look, you guys seen my review of Ant-Man and the Wasp? If not, you guys can go back, check it out. I was disappointed with that movie. Me personally, yes, the movie performed well. It did great at the box office, but I don't think it really did what Marvel with Disney really wanted it to do. It only did a few million more than the first Ant-Man movie. So honestly, I don't think it's like this huge success. And I told people we might not get an Ant-Man 3, and I kind of stick by that right now. I don't know if we're going to get an Ant-Man 3 because it just doesn't look like, yes, $622 million is a lot of money at the box office, but is it really that much of a profit coming in to really justify doing a third film? Maybe I'll be wrong. I don't know. Do you guys want to see Ant-Man 3? I personally think $622 million, I think you can try other things and probably get just as good of a number, if not better number. And then I looked at Justice League. Justice League only made $657 million at the worldwide box office. And the reason why that's important, Justice League is the DCEU's Avengers. It was what they were building up to. Now, remember, there was a lot of problems going on with this movie, you know, with them firing Zack Snyder and Joss Whedon coming in. And originally it was supposed to be a two-part movie. Darkseid was supposed to be involved. I still wish I could see that Zack Snyder version. I think if they would have left him alone and he did his version and then done the sequel, I do think we would have gotten a better product. That's just me personally, seeing how, because me, over the years, going back and watching Man of Steel and BVS, The Ultimate Cut, BVS is an awful movie. Because the studio came in and said, you gotta take this out, you gotta take this out, you gotta take this out. But BVS, The Ultimate Cut, which was Snyder's original version, is actually a really fantastic movie, and I really enjoy that movie a lot, and I really learned to appreciate it more each year I watch it. So I do think Justice League would have been better if they would have left Zack Snyder alone, let him have his vision, and have him do the follow-up like he originally wanted to do. But Warner Brothers got cold feet, and they just kind of like Frankenstein Justice League. But when I was looking at the box office, Aquaman has already made $666 million, surpassing both Justice League and Ant-Man and the Wasp. Oh yeah, Greg, I saw the box office report. Yeah, I told you. I told you Aquaman was gonna do I told you, didn't I, Greg? I told you, you crazy bastard. I told you, release it overseas first. Them Asian people, they love their fish, sushi, and all that shit. I told you. Yeah. Beat Ant-Man and the Wasp. I told you, babies. Yes, I know it beat Justice League. Shut up. We don't talk about that. That's part of our past. I'm looking for the future. I'm looking toward the future, and I'm telling you, we're going to start releasing more movies involving fish. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I already got an Aquaman trilogy. No one cares about Man of Steel, Greg. You see what I got to deal with, people? Now, a few people messaged me and said, Rob, you do know Aquaman passed like Iron Man 2, Captain America First Avenger. Look, I just want to cut everybody off there. Thank you guys for pointing that out. I'm not an idiot. I know that Aquaman passed all the Phase 1 MCU movies. Okay, I know that. That's irrelevant. That is completely irrelevant. If you consider that a win, congratulations, that's a win. Is not a win for me, okay? And this is the reason why Phase 1 and most of Phase 2 doesn't count in the conversation. I want to see Aquaman take out the bigger boys. I want to see Aquaman take out Ant-Man and Wasp. That's a more important story. Because, you want to know why? Because when Phase 1 was coming out, when Iron Man 1 came out, comic book movies weren't as popular as they are now. Comic book movies back then wasn't in the pop culture eye. You can't go to a store and just see Iron Man stuff everywhere. Nowadays, the MCU is a brand. It established, the gold standard of what superhero movies could be. So it being earlier movies, that doesn't count. Ant-Man and the Wasp does count because Ant-Man and the Wasp has been the latest Marvel movie right now. That's been the latest Marvel movie now until Captain Marvel. So that's the last Marvel movie in the MCU we had so far. And it should have been a movie that really overperformed. And Aquaman beating that shows the staying power of Aquaman. If anything, I'm giving Aquaman compliments here, guys. I am giving Aquaman and James Wan and Warner Brothers compliments. And the fact that it took out its own movie in its franchise with the Justice League is even more of a compliment. Because this movie came in, looked at Justice League, said, fuck you, stuck his trident in it, and beat Justice League, as well as taking out Ant-Man and the Wasp, which was a sequel to a very fan favorite of the first Ant-Man movie. So it's all really positive stuff, and Aquaman is still trucking. Still trucking. But I want to see if Aquaman can take out some of the bigger boys this year. I want to see if Aquaman, because I think next on the docket, I think it needs to compete with Venom. I think it might surpass Venom if it has already done so. I don't remember checking the box office on that, but I think. Okay, so I just checked, and it's actually like 145 million, still away from reaching Venom's all-time box office. But like I said, it's in the second week, so there's still plenty of time. Aquaman has no competition, so it could actually beat Venom. It can do it. I think it's close to beating Venom. I want to see it take out Venom, and I want to see how well it does with some of the bigger movies. I want to see how it goes against, like, Age of Ultron, Civil War. I want to see how they go against some of the more up-to-date MCU movies. Not these Phase 1, Phase 2. You want to count that as victories? That's not victories. Though that's when the MCU was just getting started. I want more established MCU movies. But Aquaman, still trucking. And might I add, it's only been the second week. Second week in theaters. And it's already beaten Ant-Man and the Wasp and Justice League. 2 weeks. This is the second week, guys. The second weekend. Yeah, so it's crazy. But I want to know what you guys think. Be sure to leave your comments in the comment box below. And until next time, as always, I'm Robert Storms. And that's my opinion.